What is up, everybody? In this episode, I want to celebrate my 100th episode on coffee. It's a narration episode. So these are episodes where I narrate my trading sessions and my thinking during an actual session and then just start trading. So I want to celebrate my 100th episode of narration by just putting it on YouTube. Now, this episode is a little bit older. There's more than 100 narrations at this point. However, I just want to thank the community that supported the coffee because YouTube ad revenue is absolute fucking dog shit. Here is a look at my actual YouTube revenue in case you guys think that you make a bunch of money on YouTube ad revenue. Now, I don't know if my cussing inhibits the ability to make more money or not. But either way, it's not very good for somebody who puts in, it takes me over an hour to film. I got to set up the studio, the lights. Then it takes just as long to edit these hour-long videos, sometimes 2-hour-long videos. It can take double. It can take 2 hours, 3 hours at times to edit an episode. And then it can take an hour and a half to do the thumbnails and all that shit. So when it comes to making content, trading content on YouTube, it's just such a tremendous amount of work for nothing, for absolutely fucking peanuts. So those of you who dream of being content creators on YouTube, it's not as fucking cool as you think. Because again, the ad revenue is fucking horrible. So with that being said, those that have been supporting me on coffee, they're the reason that I continue to do YouTube videos because I enjoy it. It's fun. I've been doing it forever. Hell, before I had the ability to get monetized on YouTube, and I refused to turn that on for the longest time. And we're going to kind of rant and rave a little bit here. If you'd like to skip to the actual episode, you can. I just want to share with you guys what is fucking going on as far as creating content goes, for those of you who give a fuck. So the people that support the coffee, it actually makes YouTube worth it at this point because it's another job, and I like it. I like doing it. If it wasn't for connecting with the community, I would definitely not enjoy this as much. For me, the solitude of trading is just absolutely fucking maddening. That I've been sharing just my journey, really, almost since the beginning, not quite the beginning. But my videos go way back where I'm just really trying to figure this stuff out. So this channel really is also a time capsule of my growth and development. And, yeah, a lot of people that are sub to the coffee are watching the system get better because, honestly, if you're not getting better every year, then what the fuck are you doing? You know what I'm saying? So I just want to celebrate hitting 100 episodes. It's a milestone. We hit 15,000 subscribers. That'll be another milestone. I like to just do these cheesy little celebrations. So I'm going to share that with you guys. Currently, there's 133 hours of narrations. There's about 750 documented trades, a little more than that. There are a bunch of case studies where I take good setups and I case study them. There's over almost 10 hours of that, 20 episodes. So that alone is almost like course material. Then you have daily report cards. I more so do those when I get fucked up. There's 21 episodes of those. However, I've been doing them, recording them during good sessions as well. There's 20 hours of daily report cards where I'm just analyzing my trading, seeing where I go wrong. And what's interesting about all of this shit is it's not in trading, there's just, I don't know. I only know my trading, but it's never like a point where you don't hit these patches where it's a bit difficult. Um, there's times where I can just crush it, and there's these weeks that are amazing, and they're montage weeks. But then there's just like the struggle and staying alive and chopping through a session and trying to keep the P&L just above break even or trying not to take on too much damage. And if we get blown out, where did I fuck up? So I think it's an interesting way to just analyze what this really is, because I don't know. When I was new, I always had it in my head that, you know, once you hit like a consistency, you're just there and that's it. And it's never like that much of a challenge. And to be honest with you, it's always, I mean, there's this level of ease to it, but it's also not easy. So I've, I'll hit maybe a week or 2 weeks of just fumble fucking around at times. And then all of a sudden we just start turning it around, or we have these insane months. So it's just really interesting, in my opinion, that you guys have the ability to see something like that. And when I was new, for me, that was John Grady, and being able to see him do that stuff was very helpful. So it's a tremendous amount of content. So as far as YouTube content goes, this is older. I have a flow state episode, which I have not done in over a year, lined up. So what I'm doing is now I'm filming content. I want to get out 2 videos a week. I just want to be more consistent with YouTube. And I want to get out. I just have this drive to do content now for some fucking reason or another. I think it's because I do these like hypnosis tracks now. And there was like a period where I was kind of falling out of love with trading more recently. However, I was listening to a hypnosis track about how much I love this shit. And interestingly enough, I just have this fire to do this stuff. So I want to like be getting out like 2 videos per week. Ideally, I want to bring back flow state episodes. They're short videos. They're easy for me to make. And I've been actually experimenting with making a bunch of content within 1 week, and it's ready for the rest of the month. So I'm now going into that. So there's certain videos where you're going to see like trading sessions or whatever that might be a few weeks old or a week or 2 old. Just understand that's why, because anytime I gave you guys trade examples on this channel, it was literally from that week or that day or some shit like that. So some of the content, some of the sessions you're going to see are a bit older because of how I'm trying to do this channel. And with that being said, I hope you guys enjoy this coffee episode. It's a short one. Some of them can be pretty long. And I timestamp all the trades on the narration episodes. So that way, if you don't want to watch, because some of them can be like 2-hour recordings, if you want to just go to the trades, you're able to do that. In fact, this video right here shows you how I actually do that process. So when I do share a narration episode, it's got the timestamps in it, like 30 seconds before each trade. So you can scrub through, or you can listen to the entire process. Either way, if you have no intentions of going down that route, that is fine. Support the channel with a thumbs up. I never fucking say that shit. And I just hope you guys enjoy this.
I guess it puked sometime in the overnight. Even though we're probably not going to go there today. It's good to have that just marked out. It's good. We want to, like, what I'm, I want to keep looking at what happened, even if it's kind of far away. It's about, I'm going to say 2 days. I think it's an EV0. 2 days. I want to look back, and let's look at a fucking hourly. We do have a massive gap on the hourly. We're finally getting gaps. Because again, the 3 hours the 3 year is too fluid at all time highs. It moves too much. That leaning on a gap in the profile just isn't solid. I want to keep looking at what's been happen. I want to keep looking at what's happening in the past for context. I want to track it, like I'm man hunting somebody through the woods or some shit, or track and prey. Now, when the ES did break out 5 o'clock central, it did go sideways yet again. $11.30. Now I know we're near 5,000s. We have a very good bell curve below us now, but that doesn't matter. I need to. All this stuff that's mattered here. Okay, that's an EV. How long is this profile? 6 hour profile with an EV1 plus plus swing 1 at 2 in the morning. Obviously. Now, there's almost a range. 11 till there was a huge pop at 9 that's testing the edge of that value zone perfectly. This is an 8 hour range. EV1 plus plus 8 hours. Swing 1. We're at a region that is going sideways. Now we know there's a lot of reclaim above us from 98s on up. We know that. We can go to the ES 10 minute, look at the chart. Is there any gaps that are sticking out? Yeah, we kind of do have gaps sticking out. So we're going to go to the gap chart. I know that the profile down here may be somewhat solid. There's a huge fucking gap. Not sure if we're going to make it. It's from like 68s to 48s. Actually, we're starting to see quite a bit. There's one that's under us from 82-ish to 84-ish, and it's near today's bottom, and it's been at least wicked once, so EV1 on that. Now, I'm going to go back to the 10 minute because I do want to know if any of these other gaps have been tested. I do want to bring the gap chart on the 10 minute. So this is chart 4, F5. Put chart 4 on the 10 minute chart. Because it looks like there's a major pivot here from the first of the month. February. You can see those pivots at 89s on a 10 minute. I do want to mark that out. down there are a pretty big deal. Now I know we wick through it, but that held some major swings on the 10-minute. I mean, if the market's going to come back down and rotate on the 1st of March, 108 ticks and just cleanly rotate back off that area, and then we're kind of rotating that area again, that's telling me major support resistance here. So are we going to have major... We have a bunch of reclaim above us. Are we going to come back up? You see how I'm kind of starting to piece together? This is probably the most critical part of what I do, is just the to just hunt this shit. Now there's a gap 91-ish to 87-ish. That's an EV1. It looks pretty decent sized gap. Obviously, if we're gonna gun that down, we'll and then there's a 3-year curve being put in place right here. You're looking at 107-ish to 109-ish. There's a gap up there on the 3-year. Looks like it's an EV0. Now we're kind of racking around. Then there's another smaller gap, 104 even. 104 even to like 105-ish. I don't know. It looks about 5 to 6 ticks potentially, which is right below that other gap I had just called out. And that's also an EV0. So since the profile on the 3-year is pretty curvy, and we're near the point of control of 98s on the 3-year, we may or may not go sideways in this region. May not start to thigh gap. Now we need to go back and look at the 10-minute. What are we doing? Well, we're hitting a reclaim from March 1st up. So we're taking a huge reclaim. Now there's a massive fucking composite that goes from 226 over that for some reason I have not marked out. So 226 at 12 noon. 9. On the 10-minute, 229 to like almost 3 p.m. at the close is a curve. So you're looking at a 4-day curve, which is huge. What are we going to do with this curve? Are we going to bounce it? Or are we going to go through it? So we're going to thicken it up. We're starting to get a ton of lines on the chart, which that's fine. We do need to remove off the 10-minute this gap shit to get rid of some of those lines. See, we're getting into a lot of line territory on my charts. One. Oh, they did wick through it a little bit. 2, 3, 4. Maybe a 5, EV5. 5-day. Has some pretty good swings on it, I would say, too. 4, 5, 8. 8. We are kind of in a critical area that I don't know if we're going to be able to go through this. There's gaps, there's support and resistance, and then this 5-day, 4-day profile. Is it 5 or 4 days? 4 days. All in the same region. All right. NQ has just blown through a 5-day range itself on a 10-minute. So that has absolutely been decimated. Territory on a 10-minute where I just don't know. It looks very sloppy. And is there a curve at the very high of this move? I mean, there could be. Let's take a look. There certainly is. 2-day curve. Four. Probably an EV0 on it. Two days. NQ30 set, 10-minute chart. Now we're going to go to the NQ 30-second. This point is sort of hunt. Uh, support or resistance anywhere, that's a pretty big deal. I would say not, yeah, there is. It's going to be 12.25. But that's way down there. Got a lot of reclaim going on. Again, sloppy price action, real no defined ranges. Kind of getting a defined range at this point. Are there any like good fucking gaps? Well, definitely say like I'm just really not. Maybe there's a bigger one or something. There is one. But it's like wherever we just wicked up high, we rolled under that. There's one a lot further lower. I can't give you the price. I mean, obviously, if we're gonna get into it, I'll say something. All right, the one below is at 17.88225 ish. Modify text. I think that's an EV0. Above us, EV 1 ATX 1 EV1 ATX 1. It's near the 8-4 evens. There's a gap. None of that shit matters until we reach those areas. Major support resistance, intraday. Pressure point, support and resistance, whatever you want to call it. 1050s. Near the lows, it's been probed a few times. We could draw a pressure point on it. 40 tick pressure point. We're looking at I'd rather not draw the pressure point. I'd rather keep it at 10s. So we could mid pivot the curve on NQ right now. We have a perfect curve where we're at currently. Price ranging, we could start to mid pivot. Because we're coming from real high. We're coming from really high. They kind of top tick V flush the top. So the question is, are they going to take the V flush back? Where we're currently at might be a good mean reversion, but the problem is I'm looking at ES on the DOM. We're in the middle of a curve. And then now we need an outlier called Russell. Where I'm not quite fucking sure. ES is at a critical juncture where it's on top of a bunch of major fucking levels. Fuck, I can't wear pants. I need to put on some shorts. Give me a second. So we are taking a V back. There is on ES has kind of a support resistance on that last pivot. 99s, you could see where it pivoted on the backside when we were first coming in near 9 o'clock or some shit. Now, NQ also has support resistance where it's at now. 6525s. But it's already kind of run up and out. It's part of the V, it's already kind of cascaded out. Now, Russell, on the other hand, is in the middle of a range here. Of a micro range. Can Russell hit above that micro range? 70.2 right here. Look at I want to look at the auction vista here. What kind of micro ranges do we have? All. reclaim on the low side. This is a two-leg though, but it's a two-leg Russell, but it's not a two-leg on the others. And 25. I'm gonna scale at 96 a 4 lot if I can get filled, which I did because I'm not quite sure. Because it's kind of where there's girth in the profile here. This is the beefy value area high on the profile. They could fucking bounce it. I'd like to see a squeeze out to POC. Yes. I'm taking it all at 94s. The whole fucking thing. If we can get 94s. Now I know these 96s could pivot up. Want to keep our eye on Russell because Russell's got this little micro range panning out, and it could pull to 68.9. If it goes to 68.9s, we can mid pivot that. So, and then here we are, 68. Gonna take off 495 evens, also psych price 95s. 90 or 68 nines. Russell could pivot. Gonna attempt to squeeze it out just a fucking hair. 94.25's out. Good trade, Fatty. We got some great volume there. We're in the fucking game here. Out of Friday's drawdown. Obviously, the story's not over yet. Up 13-12, 50 first trade of the session. Version. Now, the real tell was that 65.25 in queue. They already blew it out. They already blew out that support resistance. 54 ticks on the higher part, just maybe at around 11 something. So they already blew that area out. They already stop run that area. And just everybody is in agreement. Kept putting on shorts too long. Dude, I put on shorts to short. That was a short. We went from longs to shorts to short. Overshoot, slip, reclaim, everything. We got everything. We got the whole shebang. Um, I'm actually really considering quitting trading right now, like stopping for the day because I have a lot of stuff to do.